and welcome back to Love Your Food. This week, because it is coming to the end of Ontario fresh fruit season, we've got these beautiful pears and we are going to jar them with hot tamale candies. We're going to do a regular canned pear episode next week, but we're doing a little something fun this week. So let's get going with some ingredients. It's very simple. We have these beautiful pears. We have our hot tamale candies. And we're just going to use a little dash of Grand Marnier in there. You can use whatever liqueur you prefer. Now we're going to wash these pears. First of all, we're just going to make sure that everything's good and clean. Now this recipe is traditionally, usually done with Red Hots, which are a harder candy than these. These are kind of like Red Hots wrapped around kind of a gummy candy. Now you see a little bit of floating in there. That's just some of the wax coming off of the candies. But we're going to get that really, really hot. Meanwhile, we're going to prepare our pears while that comes up to the boil. So first thing we want to do is, for this recipe, we want to peel them because for a couple of reasons. We're not peeling the ones for the regular canning, but for these ones we do want that pink color to sort of penetrate the pears a little bit better. And also that green skin mixed with the pink does not make a particularly appetizing color. So we want these to be nice and bright pink once they're done and they've been sitting for a while. And to do that, we really do need to peel them. So we're going to cut these into fours for this recipe. And you want to just get that stem out of there and the blossom end as well. Once you've sort of just cut a little V-gouge around those to make it easier to pull them out, the easiest thing to use is a melon baller. So we're just going to grab that and scoop the insides of those out. There you can see most of it just comes out at the same time once you've got it all in there. And it's not like an apple core where it goes up and down the whole fruit quite as intensely. A pear's core is a little bit slimmer. As you can see here, it comes out quite easily. So we're going to cut these into fours, just into quarters. And these are fresh. They're not super overripe or anything, so they're nice. They're still nice and firm. And we're just going to drop these right into our hot melted candy. Now, as I said earlier, this is traditionally done with Red Hots, which is a hard candy, and they melt a little bit better. But if hot tamales is all you can find, that will work as well. Just a bright red cinnamon candy that's got a hard shell is fine. We'll show you how it turns out at the end. So this good hot bright pink liquid here, we're just going to bring the pears up to temperature, so we're going to let it come back up to the simmer. Once it's back up to the simmer, we have our canning jars ready. I'll link you to our canning video as well. And we're just going to add a tiny, tiny little bit of Grand Marnier in the bottom. You can see there's not much left in the bottle, so we're just going to finish that off. Now these have been boiled and sterilized. They are ready to go for canning, and we're going to start by putting in our fruit. Now we had 3 pears, so these are going to get 6 quarter pears apiece. And then when they're full, we've got all of our pears in there, as we've got here. You can arrange these however you like in there. We're just going to let them sit however they like. We are going to cover them with our, basically our canning liquid here. So this is very sweet. We didn't add any sugar because those candies are full of sugar, of course. We're just going to pour that bright red, sort of bright red pink liquid in there and let it cover the pears. You do need to make sure you have a little bit of an air gap at the top. So you're going to top it off. Just make sure the pears are covered, but just leave an air gap at the top. And this is going to be a really bright red, intensely cinnamony, not pickled, but preserved pear jar. And you can see here, this is what's left after the shells have melted off of these. So they really do stay jelly in the middle once that hard outside shell. So like I said, it's kind of like a Red Hot wrapped around a gummy candy. And that's it. That's the whole thing. You want those to sit for a little while, at least a month probably on your shelf. They are completely shelf stable. You want to finish that off in the canning liquid again, and I will put a link to the canning video in the description below. And that's it. So if you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.